All right, everybody, welcome to my final review for Miss Heinrich's class. All right, our very first question is, what notes are we checking? Okay, it should say what notes we're checking on your final day. So on your final day, we are checking notes number 10 through number 16. Okay, super important. Make sure you have those guys done, finished, turned in. If you don't, now's your opportunity to fix that, okay? There will be no opportunities for late work, so make sure you have it done. Use your time wisely, okay? All right, next, we need to round 3.465 to the nearest tenth. Okay, so now remember, the tenths place is this kid right here, okay? So this is our target number, the tenths place. The tenths place looks at the next number and says, I'm really bad at decision making. What do I do? Okay, remember, 5 or more, let it soar. 4 or less, let it rest, okay? So this is 5 or more, it's a 6. So that means the number in the box is going to go up. So we're just going to copy down our numbers. 3 point, this number is going up. 5, and the rest of these numbers, you can just leave it just like this. Or you can put the zeros on the end if you really want to. You know, but they're not super necessary. It's totally up to you. Okay? That's our final answer. All right, let's look at our next one. All right, our next one wants to know what, and I apologize for my handwriting, is 65% of 200. Okay? Now, remember, for this one, we are going to be translating from English to math. Okay, so what is, that's the thing that we don't know. We're trying to find that out. So I'm going to put just a question mark right there. What is means equals 65%, that's a number. Numbers stay the same. Okay, of means times, and numbers don't translate. Okay, so now what math do I do? I can't multiply 65% times a number. I need to change this to a decimal. How do I do that? I'm going to take my handy dandy, and I'm going to move the decimal point 2 times. Boop, boop. So now that's going to change my problem. I want to know what is 0.65 times 200. Okay? If you guys think I'm cool enough to do that in my head, you give me way too much credit. So I'm going to open up my, it's not 60, you guys. Okay, 0.65 times 200 in that order. 0.65 times 200, 130. So my answer is 130. Whoops. Can't really see that, can you? There you go. Final answer. All right. Let's do another one. What's next, Miss Heinrich? Number 4. Ooh, tricky one. So for this one, we have to simplify. Simplify 20 over 50. And we have to use the giant 1. And we have to write our answer as a fraction. Guys, that's like a lot. Okay, so if we're having to use the giant 1, it means we can't use Desmos exactly for this. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our problem. 20 over 50. Now I need to think of something. We're going to simplify, so that means we're going to make this smaller. So we're going to divide by something. Here's our giant 1 right here. And these numbers have to match. Oh man, what could it be? And that's gonna give us our answer. Now, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna think, both of these end in a 0. So I'm gonna say, let's divide by 10, because I can take a 10 out of each of these. So let's go ahead and put a 10 in both of these boxes. Okay, all right. Pull out my calculator here. So I can go 20 divided by 10. 20 divided by 10, that's 2. Okay, 2 over, now I'm going to do the bottom, 50 divided by 10. 50 divided by 10, 5. 2 over 5. I am pretty sure that's my final answer, but I may be not the best at math. So that means I am going to run to Desmos and I'm going to double check my math. Desmos. All right. I'm slow today, guys. I don't have it pulled up. Come on. Thank you. All right, here we go. 2 over 5. Actually, I'm just going to check the original problem. Let's do 20 over 50. 20 divided by 50. Magic fraction button. Oh, can you guys see that? It doesn't look very clear to me. There we go. Magic fraction button. Check that out. 2 over 5. Now, you can't just do it on Desmos, though, because you have to be able to show your work, because she specifically said giant 1. But I know that this answer is correct, because I checked it. All right. Let's see what's next. Oh, man. Here's something from all the way back in the beginning of the semester. We need to solve this problem. X plus 3 equals 6. Now, I can hear a whole bunch of you were just like, I can figure that out in my head. I know, it's because you're super smart. You can figure it out in your head. But she wants to see the process for this. So you have to show your work, otherwise you're not going to get credit for it. So we're going to do the opposite. What is the opposite of plus 3? Minus 3. Whatever I do to this side, I have to do to the other side. Remember, we put that big line up here so we remember where the teeter-totter is. Okay, so minus 3 on both sides. Okay, these guys, 3 minus 3, that's 0. They cross out. So I'm left with just x. X equals, and then what do I have here? 6 minus 3 is 3. There's my answer. All right. Not so bad. Heck, guys, we're almost done. All right. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, man. Now we're going to get a little bit more tricky. We've got 4x equals negative 16. Okay? Maybe you can do this one in your head, maybe not. Now we're going to do the opposite. Okay? Now, what's happening between these two? What is their relationship status? Remember, right next to each other means they are being multiplied. The only thing that can fit in there is a super tiny little dot. That's how you know they're being multiplied. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. Here, I'm going to divide that right now. So we're going to divide this side by 4. And then on the other side, we have to do the exact same thing. So we're going to divide this side by 4. Okay? So now, what happens when I divide over here? 4 divided by 4 is 1. So it's 1x. That's what's left on this side. Equals, okay, negative 16 divided by 4. Well, let me pull out my handy dandy calculator here. Well, I guess we'll just use Desmos since it's right here. All right, so I've got negative 16 divided by 4 equals Look at that. -4. Now here's the cool thing, guys. I have one x left. How many x's do I have? 1. 1x equals -4. Ones can just kind of be wiped away in this. This is our final answer. Okay. Let's try the next one. All right. So now we have a big number. We have 2,304. And we have to round it to the nearest 1,000. Okay, now this is 1,000, not 1,000th. That's different. We're not doing that. We're just doing the nearest 1,000. Oh, that looks terrible. Okay, so the nearest 1,000, where is the thousands place? It's right there. Okay, so that means this is our target number. So it's going to go knock, knock, knock next door and say, I'm bad at decision making. 3, tell me, what should I do? And the 3 tells the 2 what? 5 or more, let it soar. 4 or less, let it rest. Rest means it's going to stay the same. So my box number here is going to stay the same. And then everything after it, because the decimal point is here, everything after that is just going to be zeros. And that's it. That's my final answer. Easy peasy. Okay. All right, guys, we're on the last one. And you're like, oh my God, thank goodness. I'm so tired of listening to her voice. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Two-step equation. 2x minus 3 equals 13. Okay. Trust me on this, guys. Draw your line. Your line is wherever the equal sign is. That way you don't get confused about what one side and the other is. Okay, so we have minus 3. What is the opposite of minus 3? It's plus. Plus 3. Whatever I do to this side, I have to do to this side. Plus 3. Okay, what do we have? If I owe somebody $3, and then I give them their $3, I don't owe them anything anymore. So that goes away. Okay? And then over here, 13 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Equal sign. And then I have my 2x, that's the left. Okay. I'm going to draw my line again. Because I still have stuff to do. I don't need 2 x's, I need 1. Okay. These two are being what? What's their status? Multiplied together, right? Actually, let me do this in green. So you can see this is the next step. All right, so the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide this side by whatever that number is. Here it's a 2. Whatever I do to this side, I have to do to this side. There we go. 2 divided by 2, that's 1x, right? Equals 16 divided by 2. Guys, I'm bad at math. Whoops, cockeyed. That's my face. Hold still. Okay, here we go. Can you see? 16 divided by 2 is 8. So 1x equals 8. And because 1x is the same as just plain old boring x, we can just take that out. And that's your answer. Oh my gosh, I forgot to check it, didn't I? I have to do the check. It's been so long, I totally forgot. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in the original problem. Let's see what we get here. We'll put it off to the side. So I've got 2x minus 3 equals 13, right? Okay, and then I'm going to take the x out. And I'm going to replace it with my answer, which is 8. Can't believe I forgot to do the check on the other one. You guys better do that check. Okay, so I substituted it in. Now all I have to do is follow order of operations. Okay, so PEMDAS, parentheses, nope. Exponents, nope. Multiplication and division, oh, yep, we have multiplication right here. 2 times 8. Where's Desmos? I'm bad at math. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 minus 3 equals 13. Okay, here we go. 16, oops. 16 minus 3 is 13. 13 equals 13. Hey, that checks out. All right, so we're good. I know my answer is correct. It's an 8. Now remember, if I get something other than 13 here, if these two numbers don't agree, if I get like 11 equals 13, that's not right. Something is wrong. I need to go back because I've made a mistake over here. That's why we do the check. All right, let's go back to that other problem because I forgot to do the check because I'm not good at math. Okay, so we had 4x equals negative 16. We figured out that x equals negative 4 because I wrote it down in my notebook and I could read. Okay, so how are we going to check this? We're just going to substitute in the value right here. So I'm going to take that x and I'm going to put that negative 4 in right here. Okay, ready? 4 times negative 4, what's that? Oops. Guys, I'm not good at math. 4 times negative 4. Negative 16. Hey, there you go. 16 equals 16. Those guys check out, so we're good there. Okay, let's go back and do that last one I forgot because it's always really important to check your work. Make sure you did all the steps. And that one was x plus 3 equals 6. We did the work. We figured out that it was x equals 3. Remember? Okay, so now let's check it. We're going to take the x out, and we're going to put that 3 in there. In parentheses, because that's how we roll. Okay? 3 plus 3. Does 3 plus 3 equal 6? Even if you know it, check it on your calculator. You never know when you're making a silly mistake. 3 plus 3 does, in fact, equal 6. Okay, so I'll do my check. 6 equals 6. Check. All right, and that is all the equations we did. All right, you guys, remember, the final is not meant to be stressful. We're just reviewing everything that we've done so that we can do well on our final day, whenever our final day is, so that everybody can get as close to 100% as humanly possible. That's the goal. All right. Bye, you guys.